If you didn't watch my banner video, I have a leftover code from Christmas, so sorry about the rough voice. Today we're doing an overview of the first Tempest Trials of 2024, Entrusted Dream. This info is via the early data mine, so subject to change, but we got some exciting stuff to discuss as we wait for the new year. As usual, scoring the maximum 50,000 points for 42 orbs, 11,000 feathers, and 80 sacred coins. Since New Year's is a bonus event, we once again have Ephraim 12 divine codes. The Astral Blessing is for Mythic Ratatosker. The sacred seals we have are Speed and Res Catch, and a second Distant Counter seal. What's that M for, I wonder? Now, our reward unit is New Year's female Kana, identical to her male counterpart on the banner stat-wise, but a couple different skills. We'll talk about Kana later on. First off, new Sacred Seals. Speed and Res Catch 3 states, at start of combat if foe is full HP or has active penalty on them, grant +5 Speed and Res to the user. Catch 3 does not have a bonus for meeting both conditions at the same time. These skills are simple stat boosters for Cavaliers and Flyers. Catch is active against most foes since, most units start off at full health. If you want consistency, bring debuffs or skills like Smoke to debuff foes going into the enemy phase. Generally, Catch seals are fine to upgrade if you have lots of Cavs and Flyers, mix and match with your various A-skill stat boosters. Speed and Res is not the most common stat spread units want, so upgrade at your own discretion. Next Sacred Seal is Distant Counter M. Unit can counterattack regardless of foe's range. The only strings attached is that you can only use this DC seal on sword, lance, or axe units. Any movement type goes. Best guess is the M stands for melee. For example, Deflect melee only works against sword, lances, and axes. Yeah, we got dragons and beasts, but that's just how it is. The Japanese name uses kanji, so it literally spells out those three weapon types. Naming aside, this is a huge Sacred Seal to grab. You do not need to spend any coins upgrading it, so please farm the Tempest Trials at least till you get this. For general content, this seal is a game changer just in terms of fun. DC is a fun skill to use on your favorites to fight anyone, and now you can experience that with any of these units. The biggest winners are units who have unique A skills they want to use, but it may not have this encounter. As an example, Flame Tribe Lyn is a Godlike Reflexes user, but she can't mess around with DC unless you drop her A skill, Vertigo Sake. Now, you can have both. For serious matchups, this DC seal means you are giving up stats or some other effect from other seals. That's always been the trade-off. However, when an A skill has a strong effect, it can be worthwhile, like dragons being able to combo their DC seal with Scout A skills. For Flame Lyn, her A skill can grant an absurd +16 to all stats and has Finish 4 type bonuses. I think she'll be fine. Another use for this seal is probably armor units with their min-maxed higher stat totals. Armored dragons already get to run Scout, DC, and Far Save. Overall, probably the highlight of the event for most players, being able to screw around with Distant Counter whenever should be fun. I like how they released a bunch of Prime 4 fodder and then threw this seal at us. Last seal listed is not new, I just didn't change my graphic because New Year's is a one-time thing usually. Just a reminder, do your Squad Assault challenges for those new Sacred Seals.
Happy New Year! Let's play a lot this year too! My papa gave me a gift for New Year's. I just need to figure out what to spend it on.
Our first Turbo Grow unit of 2024 is New Year's female Kana. She has identical stats to her male counterpart on the banner, but it's a blue infantry dragon instead of red. Kana is dressed up in a similar fashion to her dad, New Year's male Korin. We got him 6 years ago as part of our first New Year's ults. A sweet detail is that Kana has the envelope Korin carries. Gotta get that allowance from dad. For stats, this Kana has 37 HP, 43 attack, 45 speed, 27 defense, and 41 res, HP and speed super boons. Our two new Kanas are pretty fast. Usually we get slower free-to-play dragons, so having one this quick from the start is neat. Physical bulk is a little low, especially for a melee unit, but Kana's gonna have good base attack and kinda high res. For her weapon, Kana has the new Sunstone Plus. This is different from male Kana's weapon. It has 14 might, and at start of combat, if you have above 25% HP, you get +4 stats, reduce damage from the first attacks with an S by 15% of Kana's attack stat, and inflict guard on the foe. While both new Dragonstones have flat damage reduction, I do associate flat DR usually with female Korin's various defensive kits. For male Korin, his 2 last Dragon ults both had guard, so we can assume female Kana picked that up from him. Instead of flat DR based on speed, female Kana's weapon has flat DR based on attack. With this weapon and base stance, she has 61 attack. 15% of that is 9 flat DR. As a reminder, this flat damage reduction will work against the first 2 Brave hits. That's nice, but again, I'm not sure that's saving you versus the various nukers out there. For the rest of her base kit, Kana has Glimmer as her special and the super OP Drive Res 2. Her most interesting skill is Dragon's Ire 3, pretty rare skill, only on limited time units. If above 50% HP and the foe initiates combat, gain offense and a follow-up and make a follow-up attack. Basically, Dragon's Ire 3 is just a better quick riposte for dragons. You get offense and a follow-up to cancel out follow-up denial skills. For a budget build, honestly, it's a nice skill to have around. If you want to get Dragon's Ire 4, Kana's going to have to ask her Halloween dad. While male Kana can get full no follow-up for either phase, female Kana's kit is simpler. It's an enemy phase, tank with flat DR plus guard, and then you have a follow-up to counter. She's not going to stop enemy follow-up skills though. If you plan to merge New Year's female Kana, the neutral nature will give her plus 1 HP, attack and speed, nothing wrong with that. If you want to go fast, you can get that speed super boon, or maybe the HP super boon for a little more overall tankiness. Here are some stat comparisons with the other free-to-play dragons. I've included New Year's male Kana because again, he's basically the same as his female counterpart, but red. There are not many free-to-play dragons out there. The last one was Halloween Nails, who's a dancer, and he's basically the only faster dragon base stat-wise. The last non-dancing dragon was Halloween Ina, who is 3 years old. For blue dragon specifically, the regular male Kana was the last non-5-star option. Female Corrin and Noe are the other two. Basically, it's been a while. With max investment and the pay-to-win resplendent stats, regular Corrin does get decently fast. Her defense is also not bad. Regular male Kana has less offensive stats for more HP and defense. Meanwhile, Noe and her trainee stats are kinda wild to look at. Not the fastest, but that's a lot of HP. The New Year's Kanas are at the top for speed and res. They also have excellent base attack comparatively. Of course, this comes at the cost of much lower HP and not the best defense. The new Kanas will want to use their speed to take less hits, and if you want to use things like Scowl or Dragon Wall, then their higher res will be helpful. Just gotta be careful with all the instant damage out there. For general playstyle, female Kana has great starting speed and decent attack and res. New Sunstone grants plus 4 stats, flat DR, and guard. If you want 10 flat DR, try to reach 67 attack, but don't stress about it. As a melee unit, you might want to up Kana's defense. Basically, if you're sticking with Dragon's Ire, Kana doesn't really need Dragon's Ire, but for basic enemy phase setups, she can use the offense in a follow-up portion with her speed in case the free follow-up attack is cancelled out. If you just want to double on either phase though, makes sense to just use regular no follow-up 3 instead. The guard effect from our weapon will be nice with initiations. For the basic enemy phase builds, you can try to proc Glimmer on counterattacks with Breath Sacred Seals. For the no follow-up setups, you may want Flashing Blade instead, and you could try to go for higher cooldown specials. If you want, you can use Kana for res-based debuffs, sabotage or ploy skills. With a res refine on the weapon, you can tag a decent amount of units. For premium builds, the two Kanas can run anything each other can. Scowl is a nice addition, and since these two Kanas are the new fastest or the new highest res free-to-play options, you can try to make it work. With new Sunstone, you get Scowl and Guard. This might help against pre-charged Brave attacks or if Kana gets doubled. If you can get it, Dragon's Ire 4 does give a follow-up on the player phase, but the offense no follow-up portion is still enemy phase only. Again, the Kanas are fast enough for I think it's just more useful to run full no follow-up. If you go with the tier 4 B skill, you get half DR piercing too. From the new banner, infantry no follow can give the no follow-up status from that C slot, but with Scowl, you may want a consistent stat booster like Oath 4 or maybe Menace. With that said, distant counter is a luxury. It's great because dragons have adaptive damage versus ranged foes, but if you need extra stats, then you can swap to something else. If you like DC plus Scowl, having one of those DR piercing B skills will be nice. No follow-up 4, tempo 4, or even special spiral 4. If we can get an attack and res pledge, I think that's going to be an excellent option since you can now potentially get Glimmer procs with half DR piercing. For more defense, like male Kana, you can try to combo percent DR with flat DR from New Sunstone. Dragon Wall, Dragon's Wrath, or Counter Roar are fine options. For the DC builds, Melcy Disrupt can be fun. Regarding other weapons, if you want to focus on speed, then New Year's male Kana's Dragon Stone Plus may be more enticing. Having no follow-up instead of Guard might work out better, especially if just stacking speed. As for Arcane Grima, it gives Slaying plus high stats, a free follow-up attack, true damage equal to 15% attack, and 7 HP healing after combat. This is a rare time where Arcane may not be the absolute best. If you have male Kana's Dragonstone Plus, full no follow-up effects can do more than a free follow-up attack, and it protects you from slow free follow-up users. Instead of healing you, you have flat DR. The biggest loss is Slaying and the extra true damage. You can try to make up that loss of damage with things like Finish and Counter Roar. Both skills also provide healing. Unfortunately, for initiations without Arcane Grima, you can't use Times Pulse for things like pre-charge specials and then double procs of Finish 4. You can try to pivot to increase special charge with something like Attack and Speed Pledge. There's quite a bit of options, and it's been a while since we talked about non-5-star dragons. Despite the Winter Banner's oppressive weaponry, Scowl is still the standout trait dragons get to directly run in a build. Most Scowlers are of the slower to full tank variety, but a fast dragon who can just uncharge your special is going to be annoying. If you want to stack res, I haven't even mentioned potential ploy 4 usage. It's going to be a bit rough, but Kana will still tag a decent amount of units. For some other random skills I haven't even mentioned, you can use Flash Sparrow, Occultist Strike, Lulls, Desperation 4, any of the tier 4 smokes. As a word of caution, getting access to 3 decent dragon skills in this update feels like bait. 2 new decent inheritable dragon stones also feels like this could just be a precursor to them releasing a second arcane option soon. Like last year, we got the very good Valentine's inheritable weapons. The sword from that was on a 4-star focus unit, and then soon after we got Arcane Devour, which was just the superior no follow-up option. That's how they get you. Now, this news Tempest Trials is excellent. More catch seals are nice, and obviously distant counter for sword, lance, and axe units is just insane. Not that everyone wasn't already running DC on their favorites, but now you can run DC and stronger A skills. Prime 4 is still insane with its huge stat boost, but just for general usage, being able to have distant counter at any time to flex around is good fun. As for New Year's female Kana, she's identical to her 4-star focus banner male counterpart, just in blue. It's been a while since the last free-to-play dragon, and 6 years since the last free-to-play blue one, that being regular male Kana. In that time, the new Kanas are both the fastest and highest res options. They do have good base attack, but their HP and defense are a little low. The new weapons offer flat DR, which is neat considering all the DR piercing. You should still try to pair percent DR with flat DR, it's a good combo. New Year's Sunstone Plus offers guard, but for a faster dragon like female Kana, she may prefer male Kana's Dragon Stone Plus for full no follow-up effects. For dragon enthusiasts, this Kana should be a fun project. Speedy dragons always bring back memories to the days of fast Noes terrorizing me in the arena. Now, on the mental game side of things, using either Kana will make your enemies feel bad for beating them up. Not only are they picking on little kids, but they're taking their New Year's money. How heartless. It's just like Pokemon. That's all I got to talk about for this news Tempest Trials. I know holidays are busy, but do get that DC Secret Seal. Thank you for watching. Now, I'm gonna go sleep all the way till 2024. See you then.